Hi guys, it's Kylie here. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's really lovely to have you here. Today I am going to be sharing 7 daily habits that will help you keep your life organized. If you were anything like me, you have a busy life with kids and a husband and a home to run and a business. And I've just found that when I've applied these steps, it's helped so much just for clarity of mind, keeping me feeling as if I'm on top of things, and just avoids wasting any time with looking for items and missing appointments and paying bills because you've forgotten to pay them, etc. So I had a bit of an epiphany when I saw my beautiful little girl Jamie running into ballet one day with her hair not done in its bun and just really not ready at all and running in 5 minutes late. And I just know that her beautiful little soul just hates being caught off guard or on the back foot. And I felt so bad. I really knew that it was because of my disorganization that that little girl was going into class late. Everyone was already there. She wasn't prepared. And I made a decision then and there that I was not going to be that person anymore. So I did a lot of research into highly successful people and how they run their lives. And the wonderful, comforting thing is that there's been a uniformity throughout all of them about the things that they do. They're very simple steps. So I'll be sharing each of them with you, starting with step number 1. I hope you enjoy it, and please leave your comments below. I'd love to hear which one resonated with you the most. As always, if you enjoy this video and want to see other videos on how to earn an income online, how to live your best life and earn a passive income, then please do subscribe. Don't forget to press the notification bell so you can hear when these videos are released. And also, if you would like to give it a thumbs up, that would be awesome. It just helps more people to see these videos. So thanks a lot, and let's start right off the bat. So step number 1 is to write everything down. So don't be daunted by this. It actually makes your life so much simpler. Whenever you have a thought or an action plan or something to add to your to-do list, I suggest that you carry a notebook around with you and you write it down immediately. Not only does this ensure that you get the task done, but it also clears your mind and stops you in being in that constant state of flux, or you feel like you've got like a whole load of things in your head that you're trying to hold on to. It really prevents you from living in the moment and just being free to enjoy time with your family when you're constantly thinking of all the things you need to do. I find as soon as I write it down, then I know I've got it written down, I can relax and forget about it. And then when I come to do my to-do list in the mornings, I look at that and then I apply it onto my digital to-do list. A wonderful product to use on your cell is Evernote. And then secondly, what I do is I have my planner with me. So I have a planner that's the size of an A5 diary that I carry in my handbag. And whenever there's an event or a schedule or something that I need to schedule into my diary, I write it down immediately. And then when I'm back at my computer, I use my Google Calendar and I put it on right away. And that way I know I'm not going to forget anything, like a birthday party, which I have done before. And let me tell you, nothing makes you feel worse as a mother than to forget about a birthday party that your child should have been at. So this will hopefully prevent that from happening. Step number 2 is to plan your day, your week, and your month ahead. I know, again, this might sound a bit daunting, but trust me, if you want to achieve your goals in your life, then this helps tremendously. So what I do is at the end of each day, I write down what my goals are for the following day. Anything I haven't done, I carry it over. You can either do this physically in your journal or your diary, or you can write it down in Evernote, or you can write it on your Excel document, which is what I do. And I take great delight in either deleting or scratching off the tasks that I've done for the day. Sometimes I've even been known to write down a task and then just have the pleasure of scratching it off. It's a bit nerdy, I know, but anyway. So yeah, so on a Monday, I tend to sit down very early on Monday morning. I get up at 5 and I write down all of my goals and my tasks and my to-do list for that week, and then I allocate them into days. It's super quick. It doesn't need to take any longer than 10 minutes. And then at the end of every month, I also sit down, ideally before the first day of the next month, say the 30th or the 31st, and I write down my goals for my business and my personal life for the next month, and then I allocate that into weeks. And that just ensures that I'm constantly on track and moving forward towards living my ultimate life. Tip number 3 is to take care of your mail immediately. If you've got a post box, then what I recommend you do is you go and you fetch your mail, you open it all, you throw away all your envelopes in their recycling bin, so that's just less stuff that you're bringing home. Bring it home, don't put it down, process it as you get home. So ideally you would schedule a time, maybe it's Monday morning that you get your mail every week, maybe Monday and Thursday, and then you just give yourself a 30-minute window afterwards to either make a payment or to put a reminder to do something that is relating to a letter that you've received. But don't procrastinate, because the bills pile up or the letters pile up and you forget things. This really applies to school letters. I've got 2 kids that are 13 and 11, and they're private schools, and I think they just need to justify their school fees by sending home tons of letters, which actually drives me mad. But anyway, so what I used to do is put it down on my to-do list pile, and then I would be dropping balls. And that's the last thing you want to do if it's an outing that your child's meant to be going on and they can't go because you haven't signed the indemnity form, or anything along those lines. So as you get it in your hand, just take a few minutes, sit down, sign the forms, jot it down in your diary if there's any action that needs to be taken place, and then it's done, and then it's off your list. It's such a great way to avoid procrastination. Tip number 4 is to find a home for everything. I know that this sounds pretty obvious, but for some reason I just haven't done this for ages and ages, and I would constantly be looking for my car keys or my sunglasses or even my handbag, and recently with coronavirus, my jolly mask, and it just drove my husband mad. So what I've recently started to do, and it really helps me so much, is I consciously put my handbag down on top of a toolbox in our kitchen. Not very glamorous, I know. I put my keys in my bag, and I put my sunglasses in the case in my handbag, and that way I know where they are. And I've also got a special spot for my mask, and it just saves us scrambling. We in South Africa are only allowed 3 hours of exercising a day, and I was just finding that we were spending 20 minutes running around looking for all of our masks before we go out. And since I've introduced this rule where everybody just puts their masks where they have found that, where they've decided to leave it, it just makes getting out the house so much easier. This doesn't only go for things like your purse or your wallet or your bag or your keys or your sunglasses or your mask, but for most of the items in your home. If you're anything like me, you really like to be organized. If I have an uncluttered workspace or an uncluttered home, I feel like my life is organized and I'm on top of things. So things like homework books, as soon as your kids are done with them, get them to pack them back in their bags. Kids' toys, have a place that they belong, either a box or a toy box or something that's allocated to that specific item. And then get your kids involved. Get them to, as soon as I say by the end of the day, by 5 o'clock, they need to put everything back where it belongs. And then you've got a nice, clean and tidy space to enjoy your evening. Tip number 6 is tidy up every night. You may not like me for this one, but trust me, it is so worth doing. So I just set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes, depending on how untidy the house is. If it's a Sunday, it will probably easily take me 15 minutes because the house is a mess after the weekend. But I set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes, and you can't believe how much you can get done in that time. It doesn't need to be absolutely everything, but it's just a case of putting everything back where it belongs. And when you come down in the morning, it makes the world of difference to come down to a nice, clean, neat, organized home. You're not starting off on the back burner. You're not starting off irritated. You feel as if you're in control and organized. You've got a nice, calm headspace. And it just sets the day off in such a lovely tone, and you'll be so glad you did. I just find it also declutters my mind and makes me feel that I can just rest and sleep easier when I've gone to bed and my house is clean and tidy. It really is worth doing. The final tip is tip number 7, and that is keep your surfaces clear in order to have a beautiful home. I used to work for a decor magazine called Garden and Home magazine, and every single one of those pictures that were taken had a clutter-free surface. I used to go on the shoots, and they all looked absolutely immaculately gorgeous, these homes. And when one looks at them, you just feel a sense of calm and a sense of zen, and you just think, oh my word, I would love my home to look like that. And it's actually super easy. Just keep your surfaces uncluttered. Don't dump books and paperwork and paraphernalia and bags on your work surfaces. Some people go to the extreme of putting their kettles and their toasters under the counter. I don't really think that that's necessary. You can do that if you're a super neat freak. I don't. But yeah, just having a clean and clear and clutter-free work surface in your kitchen makes a world of difference to feeling as if your home is nice and tidy and organized. So that is the end of 7 daily habits to keep your life organized. I hope you enjoyed it. They are super simple to implement and just make the world of difference to you having a nice clear headspace and feeling that your home is decluttered and clean and tidy and organized. You get a lot more done. You're not wasting time looking for keys and bags as I have done, and you just feel as if your life is just seamlessly running how you would love it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I just would like to remind you to press the notification bell below and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I have a checklist below to a document which is free of charge called Less Procrastinating and More Organizing. So click on that. It is a free download, and if you have any comments, I'd love to hear if you've got any other tips on how to keep your home organized and your life organized, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Lots of love. Bye-bye.